Welcome again to The Only Child Review. Good to have you guys here. I apologize if there's, at any point throughout this endeavor, a growing sense of urgency, and it's simply because, you know, though in the wintertime here, as of, 2007, it doesn't get cold like it used to, but it definitely gets darker like it used to. So my hope is that once the solstice rolls around, the two will, go hand in hand, but at this moment, not so much. So it's a decent hour, but per the season, it's going to get darker sooner than perhaps I'd like. So, I don't mean to hurry too quickly, but, I just want to stay on pace. So, yeah. How have things been? It's totally rhetorical. You have no way of answering that. I'll tell you how things have been for me. They've been good. They've been good. I've enjoyed things. Life is good. Solid setup overall. Yeah, I was talking to Mom the other day. And we were discussing a number of things. My mom's really cool, real cool woman. We kick it relatively often, not as often as perhaps either party would like. And when I say Mom, I really include my dad as well, but this past conversation was specifically Mom. Dad was out. And she and I were talking about this website and what I'm doing and the whole YouTube generation, all this stuff. And it's kind of interesting. She was like, well, I respect it. I think it's cool. You're doing what you want to do. You're doing your thing. But how do you feel about people getting in there and seeing what you're up to? I mean, anybody getting in there and seeing what you're up to. It's the internet. Anyone's, it's fair game. Anyone's there. And essentially everyone's there. I mean, it's the place. So how do you feel about all these people getting in on it? And, it is a big question. At certain points along this journey, this rather short journey to this point anyway, it has definitely reared its head. The question is, I guess, why am I doing this? And once I answer that nebulous question, or at least nebulous to me question, where does that leave me? Do I continue with what I'm doing? Do I run out of material? Do I shrivel back up in my hole, or what? The answer is no to the latter. I'm going to keep on doing this, but I realize this will be the 4th week of information that you guys will be getting, and it really, looking through all this stuff, I've been getting my website ready and all this stuff, for you guys to see, and it's kind of interesting because some of it works, some of it doesn't. I was leaving the house just now. My wife's got some friends over, and just as I was leaving, they were actually coming in. And they were at the door, and normally, if she's at the door, I'd unlock the door for her, and then we'd go about our business. But I had my hands full of you guys and myself, and not to mention my solid beverage here, which is, it's again tea. Good stuff. I've kind of gotten into tea as I've aged. I didn't really used to dig it too much. Yeah, we're listening to some Stevie Wonder. I know I've mentioned Stevie Wonder often. I figured, because we're going so crazy fast, or at least I'm in my head and I need to kind of chill on down, I thought I'd get some Stevie, and I don't chill down as well with anyone but Stevie. So I went ahead and stuck in the Stevie. It is Songs in the Name of Life, or Songs in the Tune of Life, I think. Believe it or not, though it's probably the most popular, it's a double disc. Dad's actually got the double LP. We have several LPs at the house in storage at this point, but though it's probably his most well-known piece of music, series of pieces of music, album, compendium, I think they call it. It's the one I listen to least for the most part, though I'm kind of getting into it. I'm a big fan of Fulfilling His First Finale and other classics, like Music of My Mind, or In My Mind. I remember when I went to Central High School, where the whole, I think it was 1957, breakdown happened. It's a shame, it's obscuring the tunes, but I remember being in physics class, and there was this kid who, it wasn't a gang-filled place. It wasn't a violent school necessarily. I mean, no more violent in my opinion than your standard, your 60-40 black-white ratio high school in the middle of the South. So I guess there was some tension there, and I don't think there was much interracial tension so much. I think there was a lot of I think there was a very clear divide. For instance, a lot of the white kids ate outside, regardless of season, whereas the black kids ate inside, and very few black kids outside, and very few white kids otherwise. It was kind of interesting. But anyway, I thought it was cool as hell. I loved the school, and it was a humongous school. As I said, I came from a school in Moscow. I don't know if I gave you the number, but my entire school had about 200 kids in it. The entire thing had 200 kids. And now if you look at it, it looks to have expanded population-wise, and I certainly know that as far as locations are concerned, they've definitely grown by about, I think, 4 or 5 different locations. So they've gotten bigger, but when I was there, 200, and that included the Russian portion of the school, which I'd say accounted for 30 kids. So I mean, it was a tiny place. More than 30 maybe, I don't know. Anyway, the point is, I moved to Little Rock, went to Central, and we're looking at a school of about 1,000, I think, about 1,000 kids. I mean, it was a small city in there. So considering, you know, you had all these different people of the same kind of volatile age group together in the same joint, I thought it worked out all right.